Hi, I'm Martin King-Turner. I'm the Managing Director of the National B2B Centre. We are an independent IT consultancy, and my passion is making sure that small businesses make the best use they can of IT, and in particular Superfast Broadband. Superfast Broadband is applicable to a whole range of sectors, but the way that particular sectors can make best use of it, of course, does vary. So if we look at professional services as a sector, most of the companies that I work with in that sector, the real gains that they're getting from Superfast Broadband is in the areas of communication and collaboration. So, for example, I'm working with BMF, which is the Builders Merchant Federation. They are a membership organisation who support companies in the construction sector. And what they're in the process of doing is rolling out Office 365. Office 365 is the Microsoft Office suite supported by a raft of cloud-based services. In particular, services that allow them to back up and share their information that historically they would have kept on a server in their own premises, but do that through the cloud. So wherever their employees are, wherever their members are, accessing that information suddenly becomes a whole pile more straightforward because it's cloud-based rather than locked away in a server on their premises. They're also moving towards a cloud-based CRM, customer relationship management environment. And again, that's something that I see quite commonly happening in the professional services sector, is companies who want to put that information in the cloud, again, to help their employees and their customers access that information and share that information much more readily and enable their whole way of working to be that much more productive. From the studies I've seen, around small businesses, the most recent one I saw was that 83% of companies reported that they had improved their efficiency and saved costs by moving their infrastructure to the cloud. Another example is the manufacturing sector. Now, in the manufacturing sector, the move I'm seeing is companies who are moving their whole ERP, enterprise resource planning environment, to the cloud. There are now a number of ERP packages on the market that are specifically cloud-based. They're only available through the cloud and specifically aimed at the small and medium-sized manufacturer. One particular company I'm working with on this is a startup company. They're called Isotope. They're based in Rotherham. And what's striking about that company is that they are going entirely cloud-based for their infrastructure. So every system that company is using, and there's some quite complex systems, including ERP, including their financial system, including everything, is entirely cloud-based from the ground up. They are not investing in any servers on-premise at all. And they are doing that for the very reason that they're not an IT company. They are a manufacturing company, and they want to be able to spend their time and their money and their energy on their product development and manufacturing, rather than having to support their IT. Cloud is perhaps a misunderstood term. Many people, when they think about cloud, probably think of using cloud for backup, for storage, applications such as Dropbox and things like that. And that, of course, is one of the examples of cloud. But cloud and cloud technologies go much, much wider than that. The main area of growth that I'm seeing in cloud and use of cloud technologies in small business is the so-called software as a service. Now, software as a service, it may be an SaaS, maybe an acronym you've heard of. But what this means is it's making software packages available, software systems, software solutions available to all size businesses, but in particular to small businesses. So, and the range of services that are available are absolutely enormous. It's not just about backup or email or web-based website or social media services, although those are of course available, but it's the whole range now of commercial services. So one example that's growing very fast in the SME sector is an online cloud-based financial system called Xero. It's actually spelt with an X, Xero. And that is an totally online, cloud-based replacement for products such as Sage Instant and the financial parts of Sage 50. Many small companies are now using that because they're finding it's much more cost-effective to do so. It's charged, like most software as a service, on a monthly fee. You pay based on how many users you have. So if you have a demand, your demand increases, you need some more users because maybe you've taken somebody on in your company, or perhaps you want to share the information with your accountant or something like that, then you pay a little bit more. But if you don't need to use those users anymore, then you can stop paying for those particular users, and your monthly fees will reduce. So one of the attractions of the software as a service model is that the amount you pay is dependent on the usage. It's very much a pay-as-you-go model, unlike if you're investing in on-premise systems where there tends to be large capital investments required, and for most small businesses that's not very attractive from a cash flow point of view, if nothing else. So the idea of making your IT spend a revenue spend as opposed to a capital spend is highly attractive. It really starts to play to a concept that I talk about sometimes, which is IT as a utility. So the idea here is that IT and broadband, and in particular superfast broadband, really, if you think about it, is becoming a utility for your business in the same way that gas, water and electricity is. In this day and age, most businesses, I would say just about every business, needs some sort of IT and IT infrastructure in order to function. And certainly if you're going to be most competitive and be able to expand into overseas markets, communicate with people globally, which more and more we have to, then you need IT and a good IT infrastructure to do that.